Will the Democrats be forced to compromise to some extent? A lot of this seems to be everyone trying to avoid blame going forward. But right now, I mean, Obamacare has major problems.
Right, and I think that a great, sort of in-depth discussion of this happened on Dana Perino and Chris Steyerwalt's podcast just the other day about healthcare, where they both discussed the idea that the painful parts of this Senate bill are being kicked down the road toward future Congresses, toward future administrations, and that's a huge problem. At some point, we have to face the fact that our health care is incredibly complicated. It's becoming more and more expensive, and there's no real fix to the solution that's going to benefit the American people in the long term. Not in this bill, and apparently not so much in Obamacare. The utopian vision of a health care for all that's inexpensive and also adequate just isn't happening, not from the Democrats, not from the Republicans. So at some point, somebody needs to realistically look at what this is, where the cost of this is coming from, and where we're going with this essential, American public policy.
And Brad, you touched on just the GOP trying to pull things together, the moderates, the centrists, the conservatives. Are they listening to their constituents? You know, they've been on this break this week. They'd hoped to get things done by July 4th. It didn't happen. Now they went home and they're hearing from their constituents.
You bet.
You know, should they be listening to their constituents who also actually have pretty different views as to how this should all work out?
Absolutely. They live this every day. I'm a victim of Obamacare, and I dread in the fall when I get my envelope, which tells me what my new premium and deductible is going to be. It's constantly been going up. And really what I have is catastrophic insurance. I have to pay a huge bill every month, and then I have a huge deductible before I even get to health care. They better be listening to their constituents, and most importantly, not only listen to them, heed them. Get this done, get it done right, and you can always tweak the bill as you go along, but it must be done. There's no choice.
All right, Pablo, your final word.
I couldn't agree more with what Brad's saying here. I mean, if we look at what Senator Collins is saying from Maine, she went home over the 4th of July weekend, and this was literally the only topic that her constituents wanted to talk to her about. And I think that moving forward, this is going to be more and more the case. It's going to be a toxic conversation instead of a proactive one, and that's dangerous for the future of our country.
All right, Pablo Manriquez, Brad Blakeman, thank you so much. A very constructive discussion. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Molly.